Well, with my AR-15 build in the 300 Blackout, I'm finally getting it together more or less. I did a couple videos on the build and reloading ammo, and what I had come up with finally is I tried a few other different products, which I did. And if I don't go with just your plain Jane Colt style folding stock, I got some mag poles, and they're nice, but they're expensive. On this build, I used UTG Leapers, I think, folding stock, which the quality is not the same as Magpul. Okay, like this thing was $37 and the Magpul is $57. But I kind of like this. It's pretty solid. Got a good cheek wield. In this particular model here, you pull it and it slides up and down. It's supposed to kind of make a good, it's shaped to fit right up in there without a gap, but I found that it kind of sticks if I go up too far. You know, it's a little bit, you know, and it has a tad bit of play when it locks. And then this one here has your quick detach sling point, which comes on there, where Magpuls you have to buy that little piece extra. And this one also comes with these two rubber caps here and here. I'm not going to pull them off because they're a pain, but you pull them open and it's a waterproof tube for batteries in here. I kind of like it. It gives a good solid cheek wield, feels comfortable, costs a little bit less. You know, I ain't going to tell you it's as good, but it works and I kind of like it. Then I decided to go with an optic sight. Usually I don't. I like iron sights, but again I went with the UTG Leapers, and this is the red dot with the T reticle. So there's a dot, two lines, you can look it up. It's pretty neat. I like it. I like the T so I can use it for windage, you know, quick windage elevation reference. It wasn't that hard to sight in. I got it sighted in pretty good. And I've shot 50 and 100 yards. And then I did some shooting at 200 yards, and I'll explain that later when I go over the targets. I just took it out of the box as is. It has the quick, like a little latch mounting system. It stayed on pretty good. It held its zero. I fired about 200 rounds through the gun and no problems. Pretty nice sight. That was priced under $100. I got it on sale at Optics Planet. It's like $80 or something. And I guess it's their deluxe sight. Comes with the mount and everything. Just slap it right on the top and worked out okay. As for my problems with the free-floating handguard, I finally got that cap on there. I had to throw it on a lathe and open that bar up so it wouldn't touch the barrel. But that's that $50 Chinese key mod free-floating handguard, which, again, you know, saving some money, but you do run into problems. And then I finally got the muzzle brake on there, and that's just because it's 3/8 thread on this barrel. It's like a 308 muzzle brake. It's a little bit overkill for the 300 Blackout, but we just kind of put it on there for the hell of it. So that kind of completed the build. I like it. I used some parts that, you know, to get an idea. The UTG stuff is, I think it's all made in China. And it costs a little less other than going with top of the line like Magpul or putting a real expensive scope on there. The idea is, you know, try to keep it reasonable without getting crazy, you know. And so this build come out good, and we took it out with 150 grain bullets, 3 different types. And I'll show you the shooting. I shot some at 50 yards, sighted the scope in, and then when I went to the 100, 200 yards, the range got crowded in that, so we'll just go to my sight and shooting, and then we'll review the targets, and I'll kind of explain to you how it worked out. It worked out pretty good. Alright, we have our 300 blackout build completed. Our red dot scope mounted, and we got the rifle out here. We're going to test out our reloads and sight in the scope. So we're going to do two things at once. Okay, so I'm going to get the scope sighted in, then I'm going to run a different ammo and see if there's a difference in the bullets. Okay, I got the scope sighted in here, 50 yards. And what we're going to do is I'm going to test out 3 different bullets. I'm going to take a look at it. I got the Hornady, Arms Core, and PPU. All 150 grain bullets. We're going to see how we do here. Then we're going to haul ass over to 100, maybe 200 yards and see if there's a difference or if we got to readjust the scope at distances or anything like that. Okay, that was a Hornady. Now we're going to run a PPU. Oh, pin walked. Yeah, on this receiver, the trigger pin keeps walking. So when we get home, we got to install an anti-walk pin in it. But let me finish the rest of the run. Alright, we'll go down and take a look and see if there's a difference in the bullets. I ain't going to film shooting the other type. Okay, after the sight in, looks like the Hornady bullets did the best. That 3-shot group. Something about squeezing that thing down on that plastic rest that throws it off. I might do some offhand to see where I am. That's the Arms Core bullet. There, which is a good spread, and there's the PPU bullet there. Don't know if it's me or trying to hold that down on the rest or getting used to it, but it looks like the Hornady bullets are the way to go. They always shoot well. Alright, we'll go to 100 yards and see if we can see if there's a difference. We're already shooting low, so I might put that up a couple clicks before I even try it up to 100. Okay, we've seen the results at 50 yards. This is at 100. I had to make some minor adjustments, I think, to the elevation, but to get it to where I wanted. And plus, I kind of had to get used to where the dot was. Is it hitting right where the dot is, or 6 o'clock? You know, you gotta. I'm not quite used to the sight, but at 100 yards, you see this is our Hornady bullets. They kind of grouped all right. The PPU and the arms core, you got a bit more of a spread to them. Not as tight as the group, not quite as tight. They both did about the same. One of them shot higher than the other, I can't remember. But as you can see, the tightness, or the groups aren't that close. They're about the same, which isn't bad. For hunting deer or something, if you had soft point bullets, it's not bad accuracy as a hunting gun. Or as a combat gun either. Okay, so we tried it out there. The range was crowded. Now a fellow went out and he put one of those high visibility targets out at 200 yards. And what he did is he left. He was sighting in a hunting rifle. And he told me he hit this target 3 times. He had, one was either here or here. Then he got down to where that was in the bull there. And he had one down here. So he only put 3 holes in that. Now at 200 yards, this black thing up against the plywood board, this thing fit just perfect between the dot and the bottom bar of that T. In other words, I put the red dot like right up here, and this thing just about fit in at 200 yards through that scope with that bottom post that comes down. And I just wailed away, just shot at it. And I was checking it with a spotting scope. I was amazed. I was hitting this target. You know, just letting it fly. So at 200 yards, that's pretty good. That's getting a deer. That's doing a pretty good combat rifle shooting, you know. And then again, you know, I did some work with the 150. Some people gave me some feedback. The real nice thing about 300 Blackout is you can use all kinds of different bullets. Now I have a bunch of these old bullets here. You know, I hate I don't have enough. But these odd things. Here's like a 230 grain bronze point. I got a 125 grain Spire point, which I'll try, which some people say the 125, 130 is a super load. They like it. I get some feedback. Here's 130 grain hollow points. Those are some old spears. There's another huge heavy one, 200 and some odd. And so I'll get the chance to burn up or use up all these odd bullets and experiment with it. It's a pretty versatile caliber. I kind of like it. It's just something fun to fool with and reload with. And, you know, in the AR platform again. So that's as far as I got with it there. I may do some more videos on reloading. And probably going to keep that build or maybe change the stock or something. Don't know.